These use a work that great, and it's impossible to hear them when it's on, so I turn it off for the presentation. So sorry if it gets a little bit warm. Anthony, can you run it? Thank you.
It feels nice in here.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so this is Jackie and Stephen and Herbert, and they will be presenting on the here. Great, whenever you guys are ready.
Hello, my name is Stephen.
I'm Jackie.
And today we will be presenting about the Iroquois. The Iroquois had 6 nations. It was a big culture. The 6 nations were Mohawk, Sinessa, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, and Tuscarora. Also, big thank you to Slade, Ayers, Zay, and Daniel for giving us the materials at the last minute. And now going to Herbert with food ceremonies and religion.
The Iroquois have this bring home food like turkey, pigeon, bear, deer, rabbit, and squirrel. Some of the meat was stored and dried in clay pots, or stored in wet animals. Corn, beans, and squash were the main vegetables because they were planted. The Iroquois called them the name the 56 ounce quarters, and they called it that because corn, beans, and squash were planted together. Now on to ceremonies. One special thing that the Iroquois did was a special performance when a person died of their religion. The village would do a ceremony after one of the people died. The story of Eden is told. The peacemaker story is told. They also used to comfort my religion. The Iroquois believed that the Great Spirit or the Creator made the whole world. The Iroquois created the story of Eden. They believed that nature was being taken care of by spirits. Now moving on to Jackie, with games and recreation, art and music, and more.
For their games and recreation, the Iroquois did not have board games like us. They had sculptures. They never said no to a game. It was because they loved to bet. And now to art and music. Did you know that drums and flutes were their most important instruments? They had beads dyed purple, white, and black. Beads were called wampum, and they were made out of seashells. They also used beads as money. Drums also had water in them to add a distinctive sound from other tribes. For their weapons in warfare, they used bow and arrows, but fishermen often used spears and fishing poles in war to fight with other tribes. And now to Stephen with clothing, women, men, and kids.
For clothing, everybody's clothing was handmade, of course, because no one bought that time clothing and stuff. Deerskin vests and blouses were for everyone, even for men and kids. Women were the ones who sewed, of course, for the men, kids, and everyone who asked them. For women, men, and kids, kids were the most important in the family because the kids and the parents were the most important. Also, like the uncles and aunts were the important. But you would call your mother and your aunt mother, and like dad to your uncle and aunt, since they were really close to you. And also for food, they had small hills planted with corn, beans, and squash, like little hills. And then, they didn't have houses. They had stockades, and inside the stockades there were houses. And this big thing is where the ceremonies were.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Great job, guys. I'm going to give a compliment to all 3 of you. None of you really looked at your note cards at all. You guys did such a great job, so that shows me you practiced so much together. And your board looks absolutely amazing. So let's have another big round of applause. All right, let's have some compliments.
Wait,
Oh, yes.
also, this was the more important weapon, the bow and arrows. You can see, everyone, the most important weapon. But they mostly didn't go to war. They went to war with animals. And where they lived was like on the bottom, east, over here.
Come here, I'll show it.
Pass this around. And
So for all of you guys, like concerning
you guys were looking at your note cards, Herbert, you weren't nervous. Stephen, you were like really, you explained a lot. And Jackie, you were always smiling, and I felt that you had really had a good time.
Yeah, because like we didn't add like lots of information. Like we didn't have time to practice, so we practiced. And like I didn't put lots of information on my flashcard. So then like I added to the story. So.
So I liked how you all speak loudly. Stephen, you speak so loud so we could understand you. Jackie, I loved how you were on track and you weren't getting out of like things you were talking about. And Herbert, I loved how you didn't act serious and I liked how you were serious.
One other thing I want to say really quick that I really like, and I haven't seen anyone else do it. Did anyone notice how Herbert used his hands?
Yeah.
That really added a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's really great. And really good public speakers actually use their hands to talk as well. So that was
That's
great.
one of my comments. That part of it.
All right, let's do like 3 more compliments.
Yeah.
I like how your talking volume was good and how Stephen pointed to the board in your transitions was awesome.
Okay, I like how you guys built. I mean, never mind. I like how you guys were focused.
Jackie, I like how you just put your cards on the table so you just have to like get this and like put down and then you lift up and hold them on your cards and Stephen, I liked how you spoke.
All right, any? Right now, sorry. I hear you. All right, any questions?
Were you doing one tribe? Like, were you talking about one tribe? Like, I mean, it's hard to explain. Like
They had 6 nations in them. They were like not split off. They were all together. They didn't care like what nations. They were like one nation together.
oh, I thought they were like split up groups.
Did they have a question for the ceremony? We'll research that. I'll get back. Yes, Stephen, how much
Well, the blouses like real right now blouses just like with like barely no design and stuff. They sew them by themselves.
Okay, if the Iroquois were amongst all the rest of the tribes, how would we know, just by looking, nobody said anything or anything, that it was the Iroquois? You know what I mean? Like, what would we see that we're like, oh, that's the Iroquois?
It would be like, there would be a bunch of green everywhere, like,
Well, no, like if we put all of them together in one big row,
If you choose as
line
what
them up.
makes them different from the other tribes,
Yeah.
so that, you know, if we were all standing together, you know, I have brown hair and you have not brown hair, you know, so how would you know that they were different if they were standing
Is
together?
it clothing? Is it their look? Are they more sharp featured?
Because
or-
they no, because they had like haircuts and stuff, like these special religious like clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, and also
like what?
you would know because the houses were like the houses were regular, because it wasn't like teepees like from the Cherokee. It was like regular houses. It was like a stockade and houses were inside.
But they're that they had a different outfit on?
Yeah.
And like a different, what was it though?
They had their like own religious. They had their own religious clothes.
Like a color?
Yeah.
So they had to wear a certain color, or is it crown, or?
And they had like special designs.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what Iroquois means? The word Iroquois?
The Iroquois didn't mean nothing. It was just like a tribe. Well, they don't like the Six Nations now are apart. They broke up like in the 1700s.
And what do all the nations have one are they under one name?
Huh?
Like are all the nations under one name? Like
Yeah. Now they are not because they split apart. Yeah. Because they didn't mean.
For Stephen first, why were the kids the most important?
Like kids, parents, and the kids and the parents. Well, the kids were important because they were like they gave love to the parents.
And one more thing, can you like show me your board? Like, can you tell me what's in the board?
Like they over here, you see this river. This is where they had their bath, everything, and then they also had boats, but we couldn't finish our boat. Like we wanted to finish the boat. And then you could see that the woman gathered stuff like from the mountains where the plants and stuff was, and then the man, while they were collecting stuff, the man either like helped them or went hunting.
And one more thing, how did they cross to the river? Because you said how it's all around them, right? How did they cross? Oh, okay, never mind. I didn't see that. Well, I have a question for you, Jackie. How did they dye the beach with both like the drums since I have water in it?
Like the water in the drum. So they got like this barrel out of wood they made it, and then they like literally went to the river, filled it up, and then they put like the top cover, which is like made out of animal skin, like they shaved off the fur, and then they like wrapped it around.
Also, it kind of makes them
And how did they dye it?
Research that.
Probably from different berries, right? They would crush up the berries and then that would create the scent. Last question.
Brianna.
Any sports? Did the Iroquois have any sports?
Swords? No. The kids like mostly help the parents. Like you could see when like every time we had a ceremony, they all the time had like a little basket, like the size of a basket, and then they would like bake with fire, and they would share the food with the in the ceremony.
All right, one more thing. Okay, can I get your presentation back over there? So, guys, on Monday we'll decide who gets to bring home their presentation. If you guys can't choose someone, then we'll just pull sticks, okay?
Where are you find this?